Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Megan Good. I'm a licensed counselor at Take Heart Counseling and Equine Assisted Therapy.
And I'm Dana, and I have a master's working towards licensure, and I'm also a counselor at Take Heart.
And we wanted to just share a video today on parenting during pandemic and kind of what that looks like. We have a lot of topics for you here, and I think Dana's going to get us started out.
So I've been seeing so much on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, even articles that are just talking about parenting right now and how hard it is. Because, all of this is happening in the outside world, and that causes stress just on its own. But then within the home, there's so much going on. So, you're parenting perhaps multiple children, even if you're parenting one, that's hard work with all of this going on. Plus, you're taking care of a house as best as you can, trying to still have some reality from the past, some normalcy within the home. And two, a lot of people are homeschooling. Just because things are online doesn't mean that school is now just super easy for kids. They still need help with a lot of the different things because it's new material. So yeah, we're combining parenthood with keeping taking care of a house, and now homeschool mom or dad. And even within the homeschool realm, I mean, you're still almost combining all of the roles within a school. So, you might even be the lunch lady or the principal disciplining kids, all of those things together. So it's important with all of that to take care of yourself and to have some self-care, even if it's just 5 minutes or something. It can make a huge difference, and even using coping skills would be helpful as well.
Which we have a video that we just did on coping skills and self-regulation that actually work.
Right.
And check out that video too.
And I mean, even with what we said in the video, some of that stuff might not really work at first. It takes some practice. It's a skill. So keep at it and keep trying, and you will see results. So, yeah.
Yeah, kind of bouncing off Dana here. I was thinking about how I feel like when the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders started, everybody had all these really high expectations for like, okay, it almost started like, this is going to be like a long vacation. It'll be great. I'll do all my hobbies. Then it was like, oh, okay, this is going to be a while. So I'm going to do something really productive. And I'm going to like totally declutter my entire house while I homeschool my 5 children. Like, make perfect home cooked meals every night and morning and lunch. And meanwhile, I'm still going to shower and exercise, and I'm going to meet all my exercise goals. And so like, I just feel like there's been a lot about like starting up their dream businesses and stuff like that. And it's not that we want to invalidate the people that are being productive and reaching those goals. Kind of like we want to validate that for everybody, this has actually been a global trauma, right? Everybody is experiencing this huge traumatic thing where we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know what the next steps are even going to be. And we don't know what resources we have to really cope with this. So it's kind of the definition of trauma. And, so however we are functioning, we want to validate where you're at. So in our video today, like our goal is to meet you, whether you are the mom that's making that like 5-star home cooked dinner every night, or whether this is the 4th night this week that you guys have had chicken nuggets and french fries, or whether this is the 7th night this week that you've done takeout, or whether it's the 1st night you've done a salad, or whatever. Like, there's no shame coming from us at all, no matter what kind of parenting you've been doing. If your house is a wreck or if it's actually spotless, maybe that spotless house is how you cope with anxiety. So we're not judging you. Maybe a messy house is because you've been playing all day with your kids. We're not judging you. So we don't want this video to come across as you should do this. We just want it to be a time where we can really validate what your experience has been, and that it's okay wherever on that spectrum of functioning you are, because it's hard. And we want to give the benefit of the doubt that probably everybody here, especially listening to counselors talk on a video, you're probably the kind of person that's doing the best you can. So even just thinking about, you know, if you were one of those people that started out with really high expectations for how to do this right, it's okay to lower your expectations, and that might be the healthiest thing right now. It is okay if at the end of 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 3 months, whatever this ends up being, it's okay if all you did was connect with your family and rest and recharge and dream again. And who knows, like it's okay if whatever you define as all you did is all you did.
Definitely. Like in the last video, I was talking about how this isn't a productivity contest. This is a pandemic. And so it's a serious thing that none of us have ever lived through. But I've even heard you say before, Megan, how we're human beings, not human doings. And so I think we have the tendency to just like do all this stuff and try to get, you know, just focus not on ourselves, but all this other stuff. But we need to just be for a little bit and just connect with others and practice that self-care and focus on ourselves and the people that are around us. So yeah.
I was kind of thinking too, and I want to hear what you have to say more about kiddos and parenting kind of stuff, but the thought I just had was how a lot of spouses are home together right now too. Or a lot of spouses might have one home and the other working all the time. You know, maybe they're like a frontline healthcare worker or something, and so now their shifts are like crazy. There's a lot of households where both might still be working, but now they have to figure out childcare, and there's just a lot of craziness. But all of that puts strains on marriages. And now more than ever, your marriage is really important to focus on. It just might not look the same. So again, validating the like low expectations are okay. You don't have to have, well, obviously you're not going to have like a romantic night out on the town right now. But maybe you can set up a movie and popcorn for the kids and go sit in the kitchen and actually have a cup of coffee and talk with one another. Maybe there's more than that, and that's okay too, but maybe there's just coffee and chatting, and that's okay. Like, this isn't a romance contest either, you know? But to just make, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour or 3, like whatever time you can make, and make sure you're checking in with your spouse about how they're doing and how you guys are doing together. Saw a great idea somebody had posted on a Facebook page that was talking about getting a picnic. You know, even if you just have a tiny little backyard, set up a picnic with your spouse while the kids are watching, I don't know, The Lion King or something for the 100th time. And Frozen, I guess, is more today. Sorry, I don't have kids yet, but Lion King was my day. But, you know, set up a little picnic and just go out, and maybe you have 15 minutes to quick do lunch together, but now it's a picnic lunch and you're getting a little sunshine and fresh air together too, which are always good. Or maybe your kids are a little older and you and your spouse can go for a walk around the block, you know, while they're on their own at home and they're okay. You know, you obviously have to make sure that the kids are safe, but emotionally speaking, your marriage has got to come first still.
Definitely. An idea that I saw too that is kind of connected to the ones that you were saying was, you know, some of our fridges are a little empty, or, you know, we have like very weird items or something, or leftovers. So one of the things I saw was a challenge to have your kids cook, you and your spouse, whatever, you know, whatever was in the fridge, for them to cook it for you or present it to you. So like, you know, if it's some fruit, some vegetables, maybe they make a platter and they give it to you and you guys can eat it together. But a fun way to, so you have that free time with your spouse, you can reconnect while the kids are in the kitchen making stuff. Of course, I think they have to be a certain age. You don't want like a 3-year-old doing that, but yeah, then you can share that together, or maybe they're like waiting on mom and dad, and so they're your service for the night. So I think, yeah, there's a few ways that you could go about doing something like that, but yeah, it takes, I would say, a little bit of creativity at least, even if it's just very basic, like you were saying, like a cup of coffee, like, anything simple like that, I think can go a long way for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Any other thoughts you had on kind of just validating the experience that you're seeing with clients right now, especially because you focus more with kids and teens?
I would say, yeah, like, being super mom or super dad probably won't happen during this time, just with what's going on, and that's okay. I know some parents who are taking classes right now, they're taking care of multiple kids, they're working from home, and, while doing all of that stuff, they have to do all these other, like, 100 things, and so that's a ton to juggle, and so yeah, just having grace for yourself that not every day is going to be perfect or even near perfect. And that's really okay. We're all kind of going through this similar experience. Of course, everyone's life is going to look different, but yeah, it's okay for it to not be perfect.
Good. Well, guys, we're going to do a second video, a part 2 here, with some activities that you can do with your kids. So stay tuned. Bye. Take care, guys.
Yeah.